Man found a strange creature in the forest. When it grew, the person could not believe his eyes. One early sunny morning, Caleb, a local resident of a small Australian town, went for a walk along the picturesque hill located behind his house. He often visited this quiet corner of nature, enjoying the tranquility and clean air. But on this day, something unusual caught his attention. On the ground, as if lost among the grass and stones, lay a tiny creature, barely visible to the naked eye. Caleb carefully approached and was surprised to see a tiny animal. Its little body was bright red, and it looked as if it had just been born, so Caleb couldn't tell who was in front of him. Perhaps it was a newborn cat or dog. However, it was quite obvious that the tiny animal needed urgent help as it looked very weak and was barely breathing. Caleb carefully picked up the tiny creature and hurried home. Once there, he placed it gently on a soft blanket in the corner and attempted to feed it warm milk from a bottle. To his relief, the cub eagerly drank nearly all the milk offered. Satisfied and full, the little one soon fell into a peaceful sleep, nestled warmly on the cozy bedding. Still unsure of the identity of the tiny creature he had rescued, Caleb visited a veterinary clinic the next day, eager for answers. The veterinarian examined the animal with curiosity before delivering surprising news. It was a baby kangaroo, an orphan who, for some unknown reason, had been separated from its mother. Normally, newborn kangaroos stay in the protected and warm pouch of their mother until they are strong enough to leave on their own. But for some reason, this cub ended up alone on the hill without maternal care. Perhaps scared by something, the mother kangaroo might have thrown it out of her pouch to save herself. This is extremely rare, but unfortunately, kangaroo cubs without their mother's care are almost doomed to die. Luckily, the little animal was spotted by Caleb in time, otherwise it would have met a sad end. The veterinarian also said that kangaroos are unique marsupial mammals that live only in Australia. Their striking feature is the ability of newborn cubs almost immediately after birth to crawl to the mother's pouch, where they continue their development. These are incredibly intelligent and hardy animals that easily adapt to life in harsh Australian conditions. But the cubs need special care and maintenance for the first time, which would take a lot of time and effort for an ordinary person. Hearing the vet's recommendations, Caleb was not scared. He firmly decided to take the fate of the cub into his own hands and raise it himself. The man was ready to provide the animal with everything it needed: a special milk formula, comfort, and care. Caleb understood that caring for a kangaroo would be much more difficult than ordinary pets, but he was determined to save the tiny creature. For several months, Caleb tirelessly looked after his unusual pet. The man fed it warm milk from a special bottle, warmed it on soft blankets, and closely monitored its development. Fortunately, despite the veterinarian's concerns, Caleb's efforts were successful. The little kangaroo grew up significantly, his legs became stronger, and soon he was easily moving around the house, following his savior. Caleb treated the kangaroo not just as a pet, but as a full member of the family. The man became very attached to this amazing animal and could not imagine that he would ever be able to part with it. However, deep down, Caleb still understood that kangaroos are wild animals and cannot be kept in captivity. Therefore, when the kangaroo grew enough and became completely independent, Caleb decided to return it to its natural habitat. With sadness, but also with a sense of accomplishment, Caleb took his pet to the same hills where he had once found the animal. The man knew that there was a large herd of kangaroos nearby, and he hoped that they would take him in. Then, Caleb gently stroked the animal's head, whispered a few farewell words, and released him into the wild. Caleb hoped that the kangaroo he saved would now be able to return to his kind and live a full life in the wild. At the same time, Caleb was absolutely sure that he would never see the saved animal again. 3 years passed. One early morning, Caleb woke up from an unusual noise near his house. Looking out the window, he was astonished to see a large group of kangaroos, no less than 20, gathered around his house. Among them, Caleb joyfully recognized the kangaroo he had once saved and raised. The animals came quite close to the house, as if wanting to say hello and thank Caleb for his kindness and care. Caleb waved to his old friend but kept a respectful distance, careful not to disturb the other wild kangaroos. The herd lingered near his house for a while before, as if on cue, they began their journey back toward the hills. Caleb watched them go, a mix of sadness and warmth filling his heart as they disappeared into the distance. Overwhelmed with deep gratitude, Caleb marveled at how this incredible animal had not forgotten him after 3 long years of separation. The love and care he had once shown to the little cub had clearly left a lasting imprint on both their hearts. This heartwarming reunion became an invaluable life lesson for Caleb, reminding him of the enduring power of kindness and connection. This is proof that despite all differences, living beings can recognize and appreciate acts of kindness. The bond between humans and animals, even across species, has the power to transcend any barriers. And one day, when we least expect it, that connection can reveal itself in the most extraordinary and heartwarming way. What an incredible story! If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below. See you in the next video.